I'm asking you to help Fatima's UK campaign.
Because you matter. So don't give up. You'll have a family one day. And you'll have a life beyond what the government statistics have laid out for you.
Hello, I'm Brad Keller, the winner of the Series 2 of The Piano on Channel 4. I just wanted to talk about a few things of how being in foster care benefited my life dramatically. If I didn't get put in the care system, I would not be where I am today. The love that my foster carers provided me with was absolutely unbelievable. They made me feel part of a real family, and I think that is what has benefited me to get to where I am today. There's a shortage of foster carers in our country, and I think that needs to change dramatically. Obviously there's a stigma with foster children where they're always going to end up bad and always going to end up in bad circumstances, and I feel like I'm living proof that that's a complete lie. My foster carers guided me into a place where I've developed to be I'd say a good man, and it's all because of them. They give me the opportunity to believe in myself. They taught me anything was possible, and none of that would have been capable if I did not get put in foster care. So whoever's out there, if you are thinking about fostering children, I'd say just go for it, because you are going to change someone's life and potentially turn them into something they never thought they could ever be. So yeah, thank you to everyone at the summit, and I hope you all have an amazing night.
Ladies and gentlemen, please meet Brad.
Hello? 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 Yeah, hi. Hi everyone. As you know, I got put in foster care. That happened at the age of 7, and I was really scared, not gonna lie. But I had the best foster parents in the whole world, and they gave me the capability to dream, to believe that anything was actually possible. And there's a stigma with kids in foster care, and we genuinely get seen as just a number. And I want to show people that what a number can do. This piece is called Evan Frank, which is named after my foster parents.
Oh my God.
Oh, brilliant.
What a cool guy.
So emotional. So emotional.
It's time to bring positive and lasting change to a system that has too often let down those who need us most. Our call to arms begins with collaboration and partnership, fueled by high aspirations for every young person in care. As a society, we are their corporate parent. As any loving parent would ask, what do we truly want for our children? Why should we desire anything less for those who find themselves in care through no fault of their own? We all share a moral and ethical responsibility to shape a brighter future. Children and young people matter. They are our future. Let's build healthier, happier, safer lives, better, more caring communities, and a nicer, kinder society. Let's be the bright, shining stars in their lives, like Auntie Ray, guiding them to loving homes and forever families. The question remains, what more can you do? Together, we can make a difference.
All I needed was that little push to just help me get to where I needed to go. My name is Andrew, I'm 20 years old and I'm a 4th year electrical apprentice. Before I was at Centrepoint's independent living program, I was in a supported housing with another organisation where I had a lease and that was ending. I had to find other accommodation and other accommodation would have been very expensive because they wanted me to go into private rent. My housing benefit entitlement wasn't enough to help me pay the rent. It was a tough time because it was either my apprenticeship or basically just cancelling it and basically being on universal credit. It even affected my standard of living. I wasn't eating as much because it's like literally about 70%, 80% of my wages was rent. I couldn't ask for a pay rise because my housing benefits contributions would have been deducted anyway. Me working and doing my apprenticeship I was in a worse position than my peers that were doing nothing. And it's like, you're trapped. My key worker at the other organisation found Centrepoint. We went through a series of questions about my apprenticeship, about myself. And then a couple weeks later, I found myself at Reuben House. It did feel like a relief at the time, and it still feels like a relief because it really helped me. Rent at Centrepoint's independent living was capped at 1/3 of my wages. I was actually able to do stuff that some of my peers were doing already, i.e. go on a little holiday. It also made me know that my work wasn't going in vain. Like I was actually working and enjoying the fruits of my labour, whilst also knowing that I was going to get a career out of my apprenticeship.
So one of the benefits of having the independent living program, it works as a stepping stone from supported housing into independent living. So the skills that you've acquired now, independent living gives young people the experience to be able to put that into use. They're in a job, so they're able to wake up and go to work every day. They're able to pay their bills. They're able to set up utilities. They're able to access medical help when they need it. So they have all that skills and they put that into practice for over a period of 2 years. So that if things does go wrong, then we can step in and then help them to address the issues that they're facing.
I was here at the opening of Reuben House where our patron came, which was Prince William. And meeting him was a bit surreal. He just spoke about difficulties that young people may face and his future plans with Homewards. And it was cool to see that he was taking steps to try and counteract the difficulties that homeless youths go through. There's a community here where you're around other young people, all similar stories, but you're unique in your own way, and you just make friends amongst your differences but similarities. And I think that was special, being at Centrepoint's independent living program. One of my biggest accountability partners is my late father. Everything I do in life is to try and make him proud. I am now in my own social housing property where I'm safe, secure and grateful. I don't know what the future holds, but the future's looking bright.
I left care in March 17th, 2020. I did have a few sort of jobs on and off, but due to my ADHD medication, I couldn't really keep and hold down them jobs. So I wanted to start PC gaming, start streaming, and try and make a life online. Didn't sort of work out for me that way.
Young people with experience of the care system are 3.5 times more likely than their peers to not be in education, employment or training. Evidence on the potential of employment support programs for marginalised young people is currently lacking. So to understand what works, we launched a randomised controlled trial evaluating the impact of intensive coaching through the Reboot West programme. Delivered by Bristol-based charity 1625 Independent People, Reboot West provides care-experienced young people with 2 years of personalised therapeutic support to obtain and sustain employment, education or training.
The barriers to getting into education and employment training for care experienced young people, they're just much bigger than people that haven't experienced the care system. The fact that care leavers maybe don't have family or anyone sort of lean back onto if things aren't going well, and navigating that potentially by yourself can be a massive barrier that can really sort of, I've seen it myself, shut a young person down.
It was always the point of, I'm not good enough, they're not going to want me.
Having a trusted adult from a project like Reboot can really help keep people on track. When I first met Rob, he was a bit more isolated. I would only meet him in his home.
He brought me out my shell a bit, because from where I didn't really have much interaction with people, it was like having a friend come over.
We have the time to actually really get to know someone. He started socialising with more people from different sort of societal groups that he hadn't worked with before. And it was Rob's committed action to that action plan, to his fitness, and I could see it in every session. He was reflecting back to it and really sort of taking better care of himself. I think that was maybe the first step towards all of the progress that he made.
And I've not looked back since. I've started driving, I've got a job, I've been working.
Just seeing this amazing sort of skill set from him was just a really beautiful thing. And I've just seen it sort of blossom more and more, and very proud of where he's come from and where he's sort of moved to now.
I like talking, I want to be heard, I want more young people to be heard.
Having a longer term vision for a project like this can really benefit the whole of society. It can relieve a lot of pressure from funding in different areas longer term if we intervene earlier on in these young people's lives and show them their worth and their value and really develop their skills that they all have and allow them to sort of thrive and not just survive on the systems that are available to them.
So obviously having Tom about, having Reboot here and the support network that I've got here has definitely boosted the confidence, boosted my enthusiasm, inspired me to do more of myself and show me that I can do more of myself. So definitely without them around, my life would have been wasted. And it's trying to be one of the best things I've done.
I'm asking you to help Fatima's UK campaign.
Because you matter. So don't give up. You'll have a family one day. And you'll have a life beyond what the government statistics have laid out for you.
So I started selling drugs and stuff around 16. By 19, I was clear it wasn't the sort of life I wanted to live. I felt guilty, I felt incredibly depressed, and all I saw ahead of me was I was going down two roads, and one was I was going to have to defend myself and end up in prison, or I was going to get hurt and possibly killed. And that's what I saw. And I'd wake up every morning, I'd look in the mirror, and I just wanted something else. I wanted something better for myself.
So when I was in school, I got really badly bullied. People were talking about my weight. I used to eat lunch alone. I refused to go into school because it got that bad of bullying. My mental health was really, really bad. I used to cut myself and just didn't want to be here anymore.
Going back to darker days, it was darkest thoughts after losing my daughter. Self-harming nearly every other day, to the point I can't feel anything on my arms anymore.
I didn't get on with school very well. I didn't have a safe place to go to, whereas here I did, and I was able to feel more free and feel more myself. I was able to feel more relaxed knowing I had someone that was like me in a way, someone that understood.
When I first came when I was 8, my dad didn't do the cable, he was claustrophobic. I can do it. I'm coming through! Woo! I love cable, this is fun! I went here every Friday, I really, really love it. I tell the teacher I will work on the farm and I laugh about it. Work on the farm? I now do Lamborn and here.
It's a life source, you know. It's like a godsend to certain people like myself. It completely turned my life around, completely saved my life. And I've got countless stories like that, and it's the staff and the volunteers here that do that.
I made a lot of new friends, kind of. I help a lot of people. For example, in this farm, every Sunday morning we have young farmers. They have learning difficulties. When I understand that I help others, I bring something new for these people, and it helps them, as well as boost my confidence.
It makes it a lot easier where I'm outside 24/7, I'm with animals which calm my anxiety and all that, because I'm really badly ADHD and I don't take meds for it anymore. The help that these lot have given me is the best thing in the world, and I just love it so much, and I love them so much, like big whole family to me.
This place helps me to just reconnect with what I had. I always remember when I came here, just like, oh, it's like an old days when I helped my grandma, maybe to carry something, to feed the animals, to look after them. I just want to feel like I'm home.
So it's a welcoming place. It welcomes everyone from, you know, doesn't matter who you are, you'll be at home and safe here. They want to better people, they want people to better themselves, and they help people to do that. From my own experience, I didn't have a career before I came here. I didn't have a passion for much, and since then, in the last 9 years, I have a career. I'm happy. I enjoy my life now, and it all started from Lambourne opening the doors to me and saying, yeah, you can have a chance here. And it just cements that Lambourne really did save my life. And I've always said I owe my life to Lambourne. Everything's better since I met Lambourne. It's a beautiful place, I love it.
Lambourne made me happy, confident person. I lived my dream working on the farm.
My name's James. I'm 23 years old and I'm a staff wellbeing engagement administrator. So when I turned 19, 20, I joined St Basil's homeless charity, and I left there when I turned 21 after COVID. Through that I joined youth advisory programme, so it's kind of like their programme involving the youth to help change the organisation. And the lady called Taz there, she knew I was going to join the police, but got rejected last minute. She then asked me if I joined the NHS and have an interview with the NHS. Initially I thought no, because when you think NHS you think blood and nurses, and I think, well, I don't like blood, so what do I do that for? But that kind of introduced me to the background in NHS, the corporate structure, which I never knew anything about before. And since October 2022 I've been involved in the wellbeing team. Yeah, so my journey since I joined BWC has been really positive. So we started in January. I went to Downing Street to represent Birmingham Women's and Children's Trust as a care leaver, which is an experience I never thought I'd have 2 months since joining my role. Further down the line I became more involved in staff activities, so I became involved in the trust induction, which I still do today. I've had the privilege of meeting the Villa players, which as a Villa fan was massive for me. I missed them last year, so I got them this year. I recently took part in doing a BBC interview for National Care Leavers Week, which I think I'm always going to be proud of. So my role on a day-to-day basis at the moment is, so we've got a staff wellbeing element. So every first Wednesday of each month I take part in what we call Wellbeing Wednesday, where we go out and support the staff in the Wellbeing Hub. And then other than that, we do the trust induction. So that's incorporating the new starters into the trust as part of the introduction. I think in the time I've had so far, I think it's that professional mindset that I developed. I think when I first came into the role, I knew nothing about the NHS. And I think my knowledge has developed quite widely, not just about the NHS, but how it supports its staff. And I think as a member of the public before, I never really saw that. So having that knowledge now, and to see how hard people work in the NHS, it's something I never knew about before. But also having like a care leave experience, it's allowed me to show empathy towards a lot of things that I'd never had to show empathy towards before. So I've actually helped employ care leavers into the trust, something that I lived with, which I found really positive. I think the support that I've had, it's been very low key. It's not been we're here to help you. It's been more we just see you as a normal person, and I think above all that's the most important. I never wanted to come into the trust and be treated differently because I was a care leaver, or have kind of a hand round my shoulder to say you're a care leaver, we're here to support you. When I came in I just wanted to be normal, and I think having to be treated normal is something that I've found really positive. I think as a care leaver, I think opportunities are really difficult to find because I feel like there's a stigmatisation there, because I feel like people think if your parents can't look after you, how can you look after you? And I think that's always a thing I grew up with when I was in school. So I think coming to my 20s now, I'm 23 years old now, and it's the first opportunity I've had. So I think having a care leaver was coming around has been really positive, not just for my development, but for others as well.
It's time to bring positive and lasting change to a system that has too often let down those who need us most. Our call to arms begins with collaboration and partnership, fueled by high aspirations for every young person in care. As a society, we are their corporate parent. As any loving parent would ask, what do we truly want for our children? Why should we desire anything less for those who find themselves in care through no fault of their own? We all share a moral and ethical responsibility to shape a brighter future. Children and young people matter. They are our future. Let's build healthier, happier, safer lives, better, more caring communities, and a nicer, kinder society. Let's be the bright, shining stars in their lives, like Auntie Ray, guiding them to loving homes and forever families. The question remains, what more can you do? Together, we can make a difference.
You ask why I don't go home. But my home never looked like this. You say I'm not driven, but I'm mentally and physically exhausted. You wonder why I don't just get help, but so many obstacles block my path.
Escaping youth homelessness is hard, but with your help, it's not impossible. Search Centrepoint to join us.
One in 8 young people in the UK are not in education, employment or training. Youth Futures Foundation is the national What Works Centre for youth employment, with a specific focus on marginalised young people. We find and generate robust evidence, and we equip policymakers, employers and funders to use this evidence to drive change. The voices of young people most affected by the system must be at the heart of efforts to change it. And those voices tell us that a complex set of barriers come together to form the youth unemployment challenge in this country. Our vision is a society where every young person can achieve good work. We want the rate of young people who are in education, employment or training to be the highest in the OECD by 2050. And we want to remove the gaps in these outcomes for specific groups of marginalised young people. To make this happen, widespread system change is essential. We stand ready to work together to ensure this happens.
I'm asking you to help Fatima's UK campaign.
Because you matter. So don't give up. You'll have a family one day. And you'll have a life beyond what the government statistics have laid out for you.